Welcome to Steeltech Sheds' new showroom here in Galway City. It's easy enough to find us. We're on the Tuam Road, just about 100 metres from the Trappers Bar and Restaurant. I'll quickly run through some of the sheds, garages, garden rooms, home offices, greenhouses and timber sheds we have on display. I'll start with our own office where Kevin works busy all day every day selling sheds and garages. So this is a 4x3 metre done in a wood grain finish. They come in a choice of colours. So it's a composite panel which is a 40mm of insulation. And then it's a nice clean white steel finish on the inside. They're wired in the factory, so they're good to go after it takes about 4 or 5 hours to put this up in your garden and you're ready to go to work. And of course you have your choice of windows and doors and all that kind of thing. Next to that is a 5x3 metre, 17 foot by 10 foot home office. So this one is a lot of glass in the front. And we have this one kitted out with a couple of desks in it. So this, you could easily have 2 people working in this office, or even 3 or 4 people working in this office. And we can see here, as I say, it's wired in the factory. So all the hard work is done in the factory and it arrives inside. It goes together in a couple of hours. And we can also see the steel in the roof. It's normally galvanized steel, but we painted it black. So you could paint that black or white yourself. It's a nice feature there, done in the black colour. And we've also noticed there's a lot of Galway flags around the place because Kevin, who's from Mayo, and in fact used to play for Mayo one time, and a big football supporter, but I think he's changed sides and he's moved over to Galway, and I heard that the family aren't even talking to him ever since, so not sure what's going on there. Here is a 3x3 metre, 10 foot by 10 foot. So this is done in individual PVC wood grain boards. We also have it timbered out on the inside with pine 10mm boards. So that's another option if you want a bit more luxury. So here's a 9x5 metre, which is about 30 foot by 17 foot Steeltech home office. And it's been used by our next door neighbours, Amber Motors, who have a fantastic selection of second-hand cars here. It's got this nice overhang here, which gives a nice bit of character. And as we step inside, we can see it's got the office here with the glass looking out. It's got this nice wide corridor here. It's got a second office here, so a second salesperson is here, and it's got a third office here, and the door is locked because he probably keeps all the money in there because they're selling 2-3 cars here every single day. They have fantastic value. Here's a nice little kitchen, so if they get a chance to take a break, they can make a sandwich and have a cup of tea, or a nice little table and 2 chairs here for people to have a cup of coffee while they wait for a salesperson because they're that busy. And it could also be like a 9x5 metre, as I say, with the 40mm of insulation. So these could be used also as a two-bedroom home. So very similar to the Steeltech homes. And here's one of my favourite garden rooms. So this one, we can see here, beer, wine, spirits. So yes, you've guessed it, this is in fact a Steeltech bar. So we put this up during COVID because all the bars and restaurants and everything was closed. So we put this in so we could have a few sneaky drinks at the weekend. And we can see here it has a bit of a Cuban influence with Cuban paintings, and we called it the Havana Club because Kevin is, he spent a few years living in Cuba, and he became a little bit radicalized when he was there, and wanted to start his own communist party, would you believe, when he came to Ireland, but he grew out of that. So we'd have a few sneaky drinks here at the weekend. In fact, after the last time Mayo were in the final last year, Kevin was in here for, he was here for 3 or 4 days. Couldn't get him out. We were worried about him. It took him a while. I'd say it took him 6 months to get over that, but as I say, now he's supporting Galway, so he might have better luck with that. Here's another 4x3 metre, which is 13 foot 6 by 10 foot garden room. So this one has all glass in the front of the 2 doors. So these are perfect for playroom for the children, or maybe a home gym, or all kinds of things like that. And we can see here we have a lovely synthetic grass here, which was supplied by Artificial Grass Landscaping, which is Jason Carney, an authority and anything to do with landscaping, and especially this artificial grass. And we can see here he has a little putting green, and Kevin has taken up golf now, and he's often seen out here when he's not busy selling sheds or garages in the putting green practicing his golf. I hope it goes a bit better than the football. Here's the first of our Steeltech home. So this is 6x4 metre Steeltech home, which has the composite panel insulation with 40mm of insulation, and this one is 24 square metres. So if it's less than 25 square metres, it doesn't need planning permission. If, however, you're living in it, it does need planning and permission. So it's important to check with the planning office and check with your neighbours so there's no issues down the road. So this is small. It's just, there's your little sitting room kitchen, and in here we can see we have the bedroom. So we put patio doors there so it lets in lots of light and it feels nice and spacious. And we have a little ensuite here with your shower and your toilet, your washing basin. What more do you need? And a little storage area here, which is nice. So these Steeltech homes, they come in choice of sizes. You have like a 2-bed, a 3-bed, a 4-bed. And what happens normally is we work in partnership with builders around the country. So the builder comes, puts in the concrete base, we give them a plan for the base, put in 50 mil of Kingspan insulation into the base. Steeltech arrive. In one day they will put up the Steeltech home. Then the builder returns and he does all the internal fit out, the plumbing, the wire and that kind of thing. So something like our 2 or 3 bedroom home could be done in as little as 2 months at a very reasonable price. Much better than the traditional building. And of course, a great investment if you're thinking about putting money maybe into a pension plan. It could go up, it could go down, it could be gone. Put it into a Steeltech home, rent it out, Airbnb, something like that, and a guaranteed income for life. Much better than a pension plan in my opinion. Here's the first of our steel sheds. So this is a little 2 by 2 meter, 7 foot by 7 foot classic shed. So this one has a double door. So we can see here where it just opens up there, and if you're right on lawnmower or something like that, it'll easily fit in. So the double door is an optional extra there on the classic sheds. And next to that we have a little 10 foot by 8 foot steel shed. So this one is done in the mushroom colour, the slate trim. The supreme range of sheds come in a choice of colours. Here's the slate coloured one here. Now this one has what we call the plank effect front, and this has a vertical front. The plank effect takes a little bit longer to make in the factory, so it's a little bit more expensive, but it's very much a personal choice really. And here is a little 3 by 3 meter, which is a 10 foot by 10 foot. This one is done in the green colour. We can see it has the overhang, which is an optional extra on your Steeltech sheds, supreme range of sheds. It also has galvanised steel shelving, which is very strong and very sturdy, so that's handy for the cans of paint and that kind of thing. Now here is a 4 by 3 meter classic shed, which is 13 foot 6 by 10 foot. Now when people hear of steel sheds or steel garages, they often think condensation. And condensation can be a serious problem on both the walls and roof of any steel shed. To eliminate this, we use an anti-condensation barrier on both the walls and roof. So that'll help to keep your Steeltech shed or garage nice and dry. And of course all Steeltech sheds and garages have a structural grade galvanized steel frame, which is the strongest frame on the market. And of course they come with a 20-year guarantee, and they should last at least 100 years. Now that's the classic one. So the classic range comes in the grey colour, slate colour door, slate colour trim, and the supreme range comes with a choice of options. So you have a choice of colours, a choice of windows, doors. You could have a choice of colours. You could have a little overhang on the roof, 4 foot 6 wide sliding door, a clear panel on the roof. So the supreme range of sheds have a lot more options. And as I said, they're 7 foot wall height instead of 6 foot wall height. Here is a 17 foot by 10 foot. And this is a composite panel shed. So this is really the Rolls Royce of sheds. So a choice of colours, a nice grey finish here, and of course the steel white finish on the inside, and the 40 mil of insulation sandwiched in the middle. So that, as I say, that's the Rolls Royce of sheds. And here is 20 foot by 10 foot steel shed. Now this one has a couple of windows in it. So if you want windows in it, that's another option. And that's done in the wood grain. The wood grain's a little bit more expensive, but it looks great in any garden. And here's a little 3 by 3 meter, a 10 foot by 10 foot Steeltech greenhouse. Now the greenhouses are designed with a structural grade galvanized steel frame, similar to the Steeltech sheds. They're then sheeted with polycarbon bulletproof sheeting, so it won't break, unlike your traditional greenhouse made of glass. So when the storm comes, the glass breaks, children are out in the garden, they cut their fingers, you're rushing off to the casualty department and they could lose fingers or anything. You don't want that happening, so get a Steeltech greenhouse, much better. And here is a cream colour shed with a red door. And I have no idea what goes on in there. It could be a nightclub, it could be anything. The strange noises come out of it sometimes, but it's locked. I've never seen the inside of it. I've no idea what goes on. Here's a little mini shed. So these little mini sheds, that's a little 2 by 1 meter. They're perfect for a tight spot. So it's got the sliding door. You can put in the bicycles and the bins or something like that. Maybe down the side of the house where you don't have much space. And of course we have a large range of timber sheds also. We have rustic sheds, classic timber sheds, and of course log timber sheds. And all timber sheds are pressure treated timber with optional extras like felt line walls, torch felt roofs, that kind of thing. Here's the first of our Steeltech garages. So this one is a 6x4 metre garage done in the wood grain colour, and it also has the overhang, which is an option on the garages. Now when people get a garage, often what happens is the water goes in under the roller door, and that can be a problem. So to eliminate that, we have a specially designed door saddle, which just comes up here about half an inch, and the concrete comes out to meet the door saddle, so that insulates it nicely. Here's a 9x5 metre Steeltech garage, which is it's about 30 foot by 17 foot, I think. So this one has structural grade galvanized steel frame, as I say. It's all bolted together, unlike welding, because bolting is 12 times stronger than a weld. Also has these safe edges here, so no sharp edges with the modern machinery we make. So as I say, the strongest steel frame on the market. And of course, all Steeltech sheds and garages are ISO 9001 approved and CE certified, because CE certification is a legal requirement since 2014. So Steeltech are one of the only companies to provide that. Here is a 30 foot by 20 foot Steeltech garage. Now the standard height is 2 metres high, so this one is 3 metre high. So if extra height is required, that can be done, no problem at all. So I think that's about it. Thanks for watching, and if you have any further inquiries, contact one of our salespeople. We have 15 showrooms around the country, so salespeople would be delighted to help with any question you may have. Thank you and goodbye.